Welcome back to More to Marketing on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Yasmin Khosrowshahi. Today, we are in Los Angeles, California with Dillon Morgan from Unum. Hi, Dillon. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Yasmin. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone listening. Excited for the spotlight here.
Amazing. We are so excited to have you. So, Dillon, I want to jump right into it and ask you, how did you get started in the marketing industry?
Yeah. So my story is maybe a pretty typical, like kind of startup story, but a bit atypical in the approach. But we had another company when I was in college that was around social networking, marketing, location-based messaging. So we were really fascinated with how people kind of communicated on a local level, and so we built some
Mhm.
really powerful technology to kind of connect everyone nearby. Kind of this was pre Yik Yak or any of those other location based social platforms, and we were trying to market ourselves. That's what I was studying at school, and so trying to figure out the demographic, the audience, how to tell that story. And we, being college kids, trying to figure out like a marketing budget, and working with like creative agencies or agencies at that point was kind of out of budget. And so that's kind of how we looked at maybe a marketing perspective from an individual or small business, kind of the forgotten audience. And that's kind of how we came about with Unum. So a marketing problem that ended up actually having a platform in what I'm doing today.
That's amazing. And it's so great to hear that you got your foot in the door in marketing at such a young age in college. I myself also started in college, so that's amazing. So tell me what inspired you to focus specifically on the pre-planning part of marketing?
We looked at it a couple of ways. We saw that social media was, going to be more the forefront, and so it was a big bet back then. Which nowadays it seems kind of, obvious, but most often a lot of companies were handling and handing off social media to interns or just to people that had no idea about their product and company. And nowadays, that's not the case, right? Social in so many ways is the forefront of strategy and branding. And so, I'm a visual learner, and I think that being able to kind of visually see things and plan things, you can kind of get to the core concept faster. And then maybe more traditional ways like Excel spreadsheets and things like that, specifically within the lens of marketing. And so that was kind of the aha. And then specifically too, if you look at social media, what it is, it's visual in nature because it's tech. And then also the photos, the videos, that speaks volumes over, and is complemented by like the captions and hashtags and everything else. So we really leaned in on the most video and photo centric platform at the time, which was Instagram. And so we were like, okay, well, let's just solve it for Instagram first and see if we can do it successfully. And then we can, help creators and businesses across as many channels and many marketing, needs as they have, which is a lot, but that was kind of the first focus.
Definitely. And I love that you mentioned video because I'm so curious about how you think pre-planning and within the marketing industry and how it's developing in the next 2 years, how it's going to be compatible with video and how important video content is in marketing.
Yeah, for sure. And so maybe I'll kind of tell a story a little bit differently too. We started Unum in the planning space, helping kind of creators and businesses plan out all their future posts and captions and look at analytics. And we see it as the full cycle, right? So if you look at marketing, we have a couple principles. We believe that all roads lead to marketing, and then planning is a form of kind of campaign strategy. And so you can do that on the platform level, and you could do that kind of across different platforms too. And so that's where we see like the value of planning. And then at its core, you have to look at storytelling. And before, most people put an emphasis on storytelling with photography or with text, and now that's for the masses are kind of being around video. And video is so much more difficult for so many people because you have to have motion involved, music involved, cuts and scenes. And so that is a pretty big ask for a lot of different people. And so one of the things that we think is important is you being able to complement different elements of the video and pulling that into still, pulling that into text. And so you just have to lean in on the strengths of each platform. And that's where planning is going to be a pretty important anchor so that you can,
Mhm.
be able to really extend the value of video across, Instagram or Twitter and Facebook or TikTok and all these other kind of platforms. So I mean, we're definitely leaning in pretty heavily on video. We're making it much easier for people to kind of add and plan and store video to eventually to create better video. We have a video editor now, but trying to lean in on that storytelling element just as much as we did with photo and text.
Definitely. The storytelling element is huge. Dillon, thank you so much for that insight. And thank you so much for taking the time to interview with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Yasmin. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank you. To find out more about Dillon and his work at Unum, please visit us at dailyadbrief.com, and we'll see you next time on More to Marketing.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.